Oh man, why'd you have to do that? No, look, you don't need to do that!
Something Einfo Games loves to ask developers is, what made you want to become a games developer?
Oh god, I've been making games for 25 years now, professionally, but I've been doing it for a hobby for 28 years, since secondary school. So it's just evolved from me being a gamer in the early mid-80s with playing Spectrum and Atari ST and Amiga and stuff, then going from there and deciding I want to make games. And it's just become a hobby that I actually do for a living. It pays me. Yeah. That's it.
So how did you, Lon, and Abe meet?
I kind of felt in the early 2000s that it was about time they went back to Wave and remade it, but 2.5D. And I found out later, a friend of mine, Dan, was a friend of Lauren's. I kept saying to Dan, you should get Lauren to remake Abe because it'd be great. Oh, he doesn't want to make any more games. He's done with games right now. He doesn't want to do anything. He wants to do something else completely different. And then at Game Developers Conference in March 2009, I was literally sat down speaking to Dan, and Lauren walked by and said, "Hey Dan," and then he said, "Oh, Lauren, Stewart, Lauren." And that was it. Shake his hand and watch it for a week. Long and short of it is, in April 2010, they wanted some help with Stranger's Wrath on the PC because the developer was doing it for them and let them down. We said we'd give it a bash, and that's where it's all started. Really, it's a year-long accidental courtship and friendship building thing, and it went from there. Really, so it's come out of that.
What has it been like working with the creator of Oddworld Inhabitants?
See, that's a question. If you'd asked me 3.5 years ago, we'd been like,
yeah.
But now it's fine. We got on really well. We're good friends as well as colleagues. Speak to each other, email each other every couple of days or so. It's normal to me. When I go across the States, I stay at their house. There's nothing like you and Lauren Lanning anymore.
Yeah.
That bit's gone now.
Has there been any time when Lon spent an entire conversation in an Oddworld character's voice?
Oh god, I was about to say no, but there was once actually. But it's a really short conversation, so I don't know if that classes or not. But yeah, the voices, he'll do them when people ask for them. I think when Lauren knows he has to do them, he will go and do them. But he won't sit and go, "Hey, hello." You just start talking to you in some kind of weird Abe speak or whatever else. You got to really hit with a stick to some degree to get it out of them.
From looking back on the franchise, what is one of the most appealing aspects of Oddworld to you?
If you strip away the characters and the story and Oddworld from Abe's Odyssey, you've got a generic platform game. There's nothing special about the platform game. It's about how those characters work together, the voices they have, their story. And I think that is what Oddworld is. It's not necessarily about the game itself, the mechanic. It's literally about the environmental messages and the characterization from this place called Oddworld. So far we've only seen really one continent of Oddworld, planet, and there's another 7 continents which we could explore. So there's things there. And that's the nice thing about creating an entire new world. When you have games which have these fancy worlds, you will get continuous sequels. For example, Ratchet and Clank, they've got their own universe and they've got a sequel.
What has working with the PlayStation Vita been like for you and your team so far?
It's so much easier to work with. The only downside we've seen is because it uses the same system as PS3, the package file system. When we're doing tests, we have to wait 12 minutes or so for it to install the package. It's like, oh please, come on. But apart from that, everything else has been brilliant. It's fairly easy to work with, so we've got a very small team on it. It doesn't need to be massive teams on these things. If you're taking something that already exists on that platform, you give it to basically a team of programmers and an artist. They don't need art changes need to be done, and the programmers can just get on and crack on with it. It's been good from that point of view. Nice and simple.
What have you enjoyed playing on the Vita the most, apart from Stranger's Wrath?
Uncharted. I'm a PlayStation fanboy, but my Vita's still been sat there. I've played Uncharted, I've finished Uncharted. Assassin's Creed 3 next week, so next weekend's gone. That's it. There's no weekend. The kids, 6-year-old's gone off to his bedroom and locked in. That's it. Not coming out. Mum and Dad are playing PlayStation all weekend.
Has it been tough squishing all that content onto the handheld?
No, it's really not. The biggest thing And the best thing we did was we decided to switch from using Link Video to the built-in MPEG-4 stuff. And it's been great, you know, it's allowed us to quarter the size of the data of the movies. I mean, the original data of the movies were like 1.6 gigs, they're now 400 megs for everything. You know, the only thing we did do, and it's more just to try and keep the size down in general, we dropped the extras movies. PS3 version, we've got 5 extra movies we unlock as you play the game. So we replaced those with just other pieces of concept art.
Yeah.
Again, stuff that isn't on the PS3 version, so it's a little bit different. The other thing extra we're adding is leaderboards onto the Vita version. Leaderboards. So like, how quickly can you finish tutorial level? How quickly to capture the various bounties. From the point you get the bounty to the point you capture the bounty. Leaderboard for overall time start to end of finishing the game on easy, medium, and hard. And also that at the end of the game is a timed 3-minute run. The fastest time in that sprint gets on a leaderboard as well.
Were there any changes that need to be made for the Vita version?
The main one is the UI system. Also exists a touch-based system. We wanted to support as much as we could do. And having a traditional, you know, menu up and down D-pad X is just wrong. So we completely did the UI again based on the PS3 one. And it's fully touchscreen, slider bars for volume and things like that, and brightness and gamma. We use the touch panel in the backup bit as well. I mean, a quick run over the controls of the Vita. Double tap the front screen to change first person, third person. Rear panel is hand over hand rope climbing, kind of like Uncharted does. When you punch people in first person mode, is 2-finger tap on each side for whatever fist. And then the sniper rifle and binoculars, you can zoom in and out by pinching and stretching. And that's it in terms of real change for the Vita. The only other change we did is we dropped down the poly count of the main character a little bit, because we felt that 20,000 polys was great, but on a screen that size you're not going to see that. So it wasn't worth extra resources. Not that it was costing us that much, but you know, we thought we'd bring that anyway.
Where do you plan to take Oddworld next?
Obviously working on Abe's Odyssey New and Tasty, which will be out holiday season next year.
Awesome.
Thank you. That's our main focus. Once Stranger's out the way with them, we're doing a final update to PC Stranger and then the Vita Stranger. I think that might be done with Stranger at that point. Munch's Odyssey HD, again, that's literally going to PS3 submission in about 6 to 7 days. It's in final QA right now, and if that goes swimmingly, it'll go straight to Sony. The Vita version is probably 2-3 weeks behind that, possibly. And then that's us. We're free from everything until, you know, we can talk about new stuff next year and more with New and Tasty.
Is there any possibility that the Hand of Odd game may get resurrected?
Oh yeah, completely. I mean, I made a mistake at Game City Nights April, May last year, saying we're going back to Hand of Odd, and then thinking, actually, are we? No, we are going to go something and do something with it. What we're going to do with it, we don't know yet. It won't be exactly the same as original design, which was a Command and Conquer clone, basically. So one of the things was to go down the route of maybe doing on a tablet machine and use your direct touch, almost as your traditional mouse drag with the screens. But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, we've had some crazy ideas floating around, from an augmented reality game on Vita through to, you know, a Farmville, Oddville on Facebook, which, you know, we won't. No, not happening. You know, so we've had everything in between, but we do know we want to go back to it again, because some of the things in the story for that were just superb. You know, tree huggers against the tree muggers. Yeah, it's just genius.
When can PlayStation Vita owners get their hands on Stranger's Wrath?
As I said earlier, we are literally finishing up now. It's due for our last QA round in the next, well, over a week on Monday. And then it'll be there for a week, then it'll go to Sony QA. Sony QA, you have 10 days minimum submission time. If it passes first time, we have to wait 3 weeks before we can actually release it in the store because of Sony's regulations. So, you know, 6 weeks from now.
Finally, if you could have a job at Rupture Farms, what would it be?
Oh, it'd be my luck, without a doubt. Yeah.
Just waiting with the trapdoor.
Yeah.
Cool, that's excellent. Well, thank you. That was brilliant.
No problem.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Excellent. Cheers.